In January 2024, we managed to tick off a major bucket list destination of ours, the fascinating and marvelous mysterious land of Egypt. After a quick layover in Milan, we went straight to this fascinating land.
এসে গেছি আমরা
New
নতুন
Year's,
জায়গায়,
New
নতুন
Year,
বছরে।
new destination.
Egypt।
মজা লাগে।
খুব
We landed at Hurghada airport at night, exchanged some currency, met our driver, and went straight to the hotel. After resting for a while, it was time to hit the streets of Hurghada, have something local to eat. Hurghada is a very small but enchanting city in Egypt, and to be honest, we mainly went over there because we found cheap flight tickets from Europe to this place. We walked around the streets for a bit and also checked out the Cathedral of Saint Shenouda.
আছে টাকা রিভিউটা একবার দেখে নে
By the time we reached, the cathedral was closed, but nonetheless we enjoyed having a look from outside. And then we were quite hungry, so we decided to grab a nice meat sandwich. Oh my god, the first bites of Egyptian fast food, delicious. Our real Egyptian adventure started the next morning. We made our way to the bus station of Hurghada, took a go bus to Luxor. The first thing that we did after reaching Luxor was actually the best thing that we always do, that is, eat. We had the traditional Egyptian koshari and some grilled chicken. All of this was in the east bank of Luxor, but our hotel was in the west bank, so we took a ferry, the public ferry. It's pretty cheap actually, and reached our hotel on the other side. That's the view of the garden. You can hear birds chirping.
করে দিচ্ছি
After taking some rest at our hotel and enjoying a spectacular sunset from the rooftop, it was time to head back to the East Bank to enjoy our evening at the Luxor Museum. As of today in Egypt, you can only pay for your entrance tickets to museums and tourist attractions by credit card.
Luxor was filled with pharaonic antiquities of an abundance and splendor, and that can't be compared with anything elsewhere in the world. This resulted in the construction of a museum in this open-air museum of human history and age-old civilizations. Given the huge amount of wealth of rare and valuable antiquities being discovered in Luxor, the Egyptian Ministry of Culture conceived the plan to build a museum here in 1962. The exhibits were chosen from among the treasures in storage in the region and was officially opened on 12th of December 1975. The museum consists of 2 floors, housing statues, sarcophagi, vessels, fragments, and many objects from various dynasties. Most of these exhibits are from the New and Middle Kingdom that were buried in the tombs and temples. The collection of exhibits here is very rich and varied enough to show all aspects of the history and art of Luxor. The main antiquities on exhibition in the museum include the statue of King Thutmose III of the 18th dynasty, Amenhotep III's head, the column of Antef II, which is considered the first object found in the temple of Karnak, amongst others. One of the most notable exhibits at Luxor Museum is the Mummy Room, which contains a collection of well-preserved mummies and funerary objects. In the Archaeological Museum overlooking the east bank of River Nile, one can witness artifacts from this old kingdom through the Mamluk era, including the beautiful statues discovered during the excavation of the Luxor temple. With this rich assortment of relics and different shows, it gives a remarkable and instructive experience that one will always remember.
We enjoyed Luxor Museum a lot. It was the highlight of our Luxor trip, and we built quite an appetite as well for dinner. Local street side food is always the best, and so was our takeaway this evening. কেমন লাগলো দিনটা?
মজা।
We took the ferry back to the hotel, enjoyed our local fast food, and called it a night. The next morning kicked off with a visit to the Valley of the Kings, which is the site in western bank of the Nile River in Luxor, where Egyptians buried about 500 years worth of pharaohs, primarily from the New Kingdom period. From the entrance, we took an electric vehicle to the tombs. Apart from general tickets, there are other tickets for some tombs separately. Other than Tutankhamun's tomb, the tombs of Ramses VI and Seti I require an additional ticket. The first tomb we entered was that of Ramses IV. This is the largest tomb in the Valley of the Kings, and it is decorated with many arts and reliefs depicting scenes from the life of the pharaoh Ramses IV. The tomb includes a burial chamber that contains a massive sarcophagus. We're at Tutankhamun's tomb. The tomb of Tutankhamun is world famous because it is the only royal tomb from this valley that was discovered relatively intact. While all the treasures that were found from Tutankhamun's tomb are at the Cairo Museum, the young gentleman's mummy lies over here. We're at the Ramses I tomb in the Valley of Kings.
Very beautiful.
Yeah.
It's very beautiful.
Yeah. The paintings of the tomb of Ramses I are among the better preserved of those of the royal tombs. We are just coming out of the Valley of the Kings. We saw 4 tombs over here, Ramses 1, 9 and 4. And we also bought tickets to go inside the tomb of Tutankhamun. So in total, we saw 4 out of 10 tombs. Our next stop was the Hatshepsut Temple, which is an iconic structure as well of ancient Egypt. We enjoyed our time over here and were blown away by how well preserved it is.
Karnak is a huge temple complex developed over more than 1000 years, principally between the 12th and the 20th dynasties. It was at its peak the largest and the most important religious complex in ancient Egypt and is now a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The most significant structure and the largest religious building ever built is the Temple of Amun-Ra with the vast hypostyle hall, considered to be where the god lived on earth with his wife Mut and his son Khonsu also have temples at this site.
Such intricate details back in the days. This right here is the sacred lake of the Karnak temple complex.
Located in the center of the town itself, the Luxor temple is a very impressive ancient site with some of the unique aspects of its own and is one of the best preserved of all the ancient monuments, containing large amounts of structure, relief carvings still intact to this day, making it one of the most impressive places to visit in the Luxor area and all of Egypt. Pharaoh Amenhotep III, one of the greatest builders of ancient Egypt, was responsible for starting the construction of this temple in the New Kingdom, followed by Tutankhamun, Horemheb, and finished by Ramesses II.
From the Luxor temple, we went to the Nefertiti Hotel to indulge at the El Shahabi rooftop restaurant. The decor here was elegant, but the views were spectacular. We had the best Oreo shake ever, followed by another drink and then an Egyptian dinner. We had Ali over here, which is the national dessert of Egypt. It's basically a bread pudding. Nice. Followed by the Oreo shake. We stayed back over here for the night views from the rooftop restaurant, and after that made our way to the St. Mary's Church. We got a private tour as well of the St. Mary's Church by the security guard of the place. From here, we went for another fast food dinner and then took a go bus to go to Cairo. The go bus was very comfortable even if it was an overnight bus. It featured an entertainment unit and the leg space was pretty decent as well. Our next video from our Egypt adventure is going to be from Cairo. So stay tuned and hit the subscribe button if you haven't done that yet. See you in the next video. Thank you.